And what is up, YouTube? Today we have another battle report of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Skirmish, the Skaven versus the Wood Elves. So today I did have a different opponent. Basically, this was this was my girlfriend, and she's played Warhammer, the old fantasy game, a few times, and Mordheim, a few other things. So she's not new to tabletops, but this is her first game of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Skirmish. So let's try it out. We rolled off, and we actually got the Seize the Relic, where basically we're gonna have a guard who is going to be having the relic. They are trying to basically move, about 2 feet to get off the edge of the table. If the interceptors wind up killing or keeping the relic holder out of their territory, then the interceptors win. If the relic holder makes it into their territory, that back 6 inches, or they wind up getting off of the table or completely destroy the other warband, then that's gonna be a major victory for them. So moving on, we have the Wood Elves so right now we do have her as like an enchantress, but really the green enchantress in the middle, she is a branch witch. Basically the only thing is a branch witch would be a little bigger, but didn't really come into play as far as like an extra 10 millimeters. We're flexible. So she has 3 Sisters of the Watch. They look like wild huntsmen, or actually I'm not sure what they are. They used to be, regardless, they're not. These guys are an Eternal Guard, so they have a shield and a spear. They do not have their glaives, so they're not as scary, but still, elves. So, and then on the Skaven, we have 20 clan rats with sword and board. That guy who has the crossbow, he's going to indicate the controller of the relic. So, you'll see him popping around other places, but that just means that he's the one with the relic, to just kind of avoid any mess-ups with the dice, having dice near one and then forgetting who it was, or just, replace the guy. Also, a warp fire thrower and a warlock engineer. This is my first time actually doing the warlock engineer in AOS. I like him. Definitely like with the warp lightning spell. He's very reminiscent of, the warlock engineer. So the only thing that I would say is it'd be really cool if he could get a just like a long range rifle. Like if he could just somehow get like a warp lock Giselle and he could use that, that would be really cool. But just my 2 cents. Also, you'd have to figure out a way to balance that, but I feel like he could really use it. Something more than the 9-inch pistol he has. So we rolled off, and she got to choose because she won. So she decided that she wanted to make me hold the relic, and she was going to be the interceptor. So here we have light side, dark side. The branch witch is off to the left on top of that building, which you can barely see her corner, but she is there. You have that Sister of the Watch on the 2nd floor near the window. 2 of them on the ground. A group of Eternal Guard over on the right, and then the I don't think I mentioned before, but she has a Sister of the Thorn. So we're trying all this out. Gonna see how it goes. And it turns out that I go first. Unfortunately, I go first. Well, I kind of wanted her to move to me because she definitely has range supremacy, but we'll see. All right, so battle start, turn 1 for the Skaven. The Skaven, not really much I can do. I actually choose not to put on a Mystic Shield. I didn't even try. It would have been good to either put it on, because with Skaven, clan rats are basically useless. It's just bodies. So if I would have put the Mystic Shield on either my Warlock Engineer or my Warp Fire Thrower, that would have been a really good thing to do because, my mind was all in attack mode, and I'm just like, how am I going to kill her? So, whatever. But it just pointing it out, you might want to just go ahead and, if you don't think you can do anything, there's no more irresistible force, there's no miscasting, so just do it, like you never know when it's going to pay off, and the Mystic Shield is not the greatest, but it definitely helps out in the long run. Alright, so we have an aerial view for turn 1. Here's some of the distance. My guy's right there, where I wind up shimmying around basically the guy who is controlling the relic. Of course he moved and ran, but everybody else did so as well. I had a musician, so basically everybody within like a 2-inch radius of him could re-roll their runs, so I'm feeling pretty good. The pack is tight. You see my Warlock Engineer right there, getting ready to just wreck. And unfortunately, the Warlock Engineer wound up 1 inch out of shooting range. So, since the Warp Fire Thrower and the Engineer have the same range of 9 inches, I was really hoping that my guys were going to get there, but yeah, they did not. They did not get there. Also, you're going to notice that our board is 4 feet wide by 3 feet, long. So we started, with a 4-foot edge, and then we're working in 3 feet. So, a little bit more wiggle room, but a little less for basically what's about to happen. And oh man, you're about to see it. You are about to see it. So that is the end of my turn 1. Going over to Elven turn 1, and oh man, you can just see all of the prime pickings right there. My Warlock Engineer actually just got into range also for magic missiles. Arcane Bolt. So, whoa. No more cover bonuses, especially since people are up. I'm not behind a tree. I do have bodies around me, but oh my god. I was really hoping to be a little closer. So, what she does is, of course, she does Arcane Bolt, gets a few wounds off, goes ahead and is about to do some shots. We wound up doing charges, so there she is with all of her chargers. There they are, getting ready to get up in there. So with a magic missile, basically got 1 wound on me. No, my bad. So the magic missile wound up almost killing my Warp Fire Thrower. As you can see, he's not there anymore. Wonder why. Conjunction of magic missile and raining down arrows from the Sisters of the Watch took out the 3 wounds that my Warp Fire Thrower had, and then at the end of it all, they wound up putting 1 wound on my Engineer. So that wasn't very cool for me. But in combat, I wind up killing off, I think, two Wood Elves? Yeah. So I wound up losing 4 guys, minus the Warp Fire Thrower, and she lost 2 guys. So with the Warp Fire Thrower, I take my Battle Shock test, and I think I roll like a 3. So if you're not familiar with Skaven, base stat bravery for for most of the heroes is 6. So the fact that I lost 5 guys, basically whatever I roll other than a 1, I'm gonna lose that many guys. So I think I rolled like a 3 or something like that. Wind up taking wounds. She, on the other hand, has a bravery of 7, so she easily rolls either right at a 5 or under a 5, so she's totally fine. And then we roll off for turn 2. And sure enough, Wood Elves choose the first turn, so she's going back to back. Oh my gosh. So this is about to get pretty nasty for me. So I'm just really hoping, really hoping that I can kill these guys over the left and then hopefully save my Warlock Engineer from the 4 wounds that are, hopefully not coming his way, but right now he has 4 wounds left on his profile. So, little tight for me, so we got turn 2 going, and yeah, oh yeah, so with Arcane Bolt from the Sister of the Thorn, from her Branch Witch, from the 6 shots that she shoots with the Sisters of the Watch, I'm doing everything I can to stay on the board, and sure enough, I only get 3 wounds out of that exchange. And so I have 1 left, doing pretty well. After all of the fighting, she winds up, because she didn't charge with most of her Eternal Guard, they have this ability, Strength of the Barrows, something like that. I have it at the end of this video, but really helps. It allows them to re-roll their armor saves, gives them the ability to re-roll all of their hits, all of their wounds, and all of their saves. So also with the shield that he has, or that the Eternal Guard have, their shield allows them to re-roll failed saves of a 1 or 2, or with ranged attacks, or sorry, I said that backwards. Reroll failed saves of a 1 or 2 from ranged attacks, or in close combat, reroll a failed save of a 1. So that's pretty intense. So with her rerolling hits, rerolling wounds, and also rerolling her failed saves, I am lucky. I am lucky to kill 2 elves. Oh my gosh, because they are putting it in me. With my Warlock Engineer now dead, and losing 1, 2, 3, 4 more guys. My bravery is down to 5. And I lost 5 guys. So basically, whatever I roll on these dice, I lose that many guys. And it turns out, I think I only rolled like a 1 or a 2. So, that's not so bad. Definitely didn't clear out too much. She's figuring out now, like, okay, well, now that all the big baddies are gone, now I just gotta kind of focus on the guy who has the relic and just make sure he's dead. And sure enough, we're in this combat. She kills, I think, like the relic holder like once this turn because of an arrow. But then it's my turn, and I just go ahead and envelop. I'm like, I know what the end goal is. I'm trying to get that guy with the crossbow the heck out of there. So, yeah. So I'm trying to get out of her range, keep pressing, keep going, create distractions. In the standard Skaven way, and also these two guys up here near the top half of the screen, the two Eternal Guard that are there all on their own, they did not they charged last, like, on that turn. So the strength of the barrows is not on them. So they have a 5-up armor save with rerolls of 1 and only 1 attack apiece. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe this is going to go my way. And then that little cluster down in the bottom left, those are both her Sisters of the Watch, surrounded by 5 clan rats. And then I have those 2 over there in the center, basically just in case she kills my guy. There is this thing where, kind of like, rugby or football, you can pitch. So, like, as you're going down, he can pitch the relic basically anywhere within 3 inches. So that was just kind of what I was trying to do with all these bodies, just try and see if they could transfer over, just in case he dies, because I get to choose where it drops anyway. So, we have all this combat, and oh my gosh, it goes good for me. I wind up eating up those 2 Sisters of the Watch, and the Eternal Guard, I believe one of them still remains. So roll off for turn 3, and of course, she gets the first turn. So as you can see, yeah, both of those Eternal Guard are still there. Both of those Sisters of the Watch, they're gone. But now I am uncomfortably close to all of her power players. The Sisters of the Thorn, definitely really good with the javelins, because -1 rend, 2 shots. That's pretty good. That's basically, making it so that my clan rats only save on a 6, and I mean, they're clan rats, so they're probably not going to save themselves. Anyway, so she's up on this position. I think she might have decided not to do a magic missile, and she might have put a she put the Shield of Thorns on the Sisters of the Thorn, and then put a Mystic Shield on the Sister of the Watch. So the Sister of the Watch is up there taking shots, the Sisters of the Thorn is down there taking shots, and they wind up only actually killing one of my guys. But, after combat, things like that, only one of my guys died. I think I might have killed 1 Eternal Guard. Roll off for turn 4. Skaven choose the first turn. My bad. She wound up killing... Oh, ha. Oh, man. Yeah, she winds up, on that turn also murking, most of my guys. She killed, I think... Here, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think she killed 3, and then I rolled a 4. So, ouch. The blue dice, that is where the relic currently is. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try and book it. I'm going to make it to the relic. And I am going to get right to that table edge, because I am not going to lose. I am not going to lose. I'm going to get out of here. And sure enough, on the run, I roll a 1. Ouch. So I rolled a 1, and the drummer, oh my gosh, that was a musician. I could have re-rolled that. Ha! Ain't hindsight a bitch. Wow, so that's fun to know right now. So, yeah, you can see by the end of turn 4, Basically, I'm thinking, I'm right here. If I win the roll-off, I'm gone and I win. If I lose the roll-off, she's going to shoot me dead. And, of course, that's exactly what happens. She winds up winning the roll-off and then just shoots me friggin' dead. MVP for the Skaven. Probably bodies. Probably just bodies. But in this one, most people do actually have a 1-point option. So, yeah. That might not be super accurate, but also, I don't really think I had an MVP this game. But the Fortress of Bows, the Fortress of Bows, wow, that is a really, really, really good ability. If you do that, your guy can't move. Your Eternal Guard can't move, but dang, if you know they're going to be in combat, they got that 2-inch range with spears, reroll of a 1 or a 2 on ranged attacks, reroll of a 1 in close combat. I mean, that is just really good. That's a lot of good thing, and you don't even have to roll for it. You just have to not move. So that's pretty cool. Eternal Guard are definitely I'm liking Wood Elves more than High Elves for sure. The Arcane Bolt, classic, especially if you have 2 mages that don't actually have ranged attack magic. And some of you are going to say the Branch Witch, she has the thing where she, basically casts a bunch of sprites and they attack people, any enemy model within 9 inches of her. Yeah, but that didn't happen. So, yeah, Arcane Bolt definitely for the win between the Branch Witch and the Sister of the Thorn. I mean, they just lit me up. And Sister of the Watch, oh my gosh. Probably Sisters of the Thorn too, because she was killing at least 1 every turn. The Sisters of the Watch, while they were alive, they were killing at least 1 every turn. And oh man, the battle shock tests for Skaven. Oh, you better bring bodies because you are definitely gonna lose battle shock. Oh man. But yeah, that about wraps it up. Probably, now with seeing that, this would have been a win if I re-rolled my my run distance. But, c'est la vie, hindsight's 2020. Also, I could have just gotten a 1 anyway. So, let's just say that was destiny, and that I would have rolled a 1 anyway. But a really good win. This is her first game of Skirmish, but she definitely knew. I fight her with Skaven a lot. So she's like, oh, okay, which one's your engineer? Oh, okay, which one's your Doomwheel? Oh, okay, which one's the clan rats? Oh, okay. So she knows the language, and picking me off and making all these right decisions, even though I was I had 20 guys pitching a relic between, I think they had like 15 inches left to move after the first turn. So they had like 15 inches left to move, and she winds up, stalling them with combat, and then with my guy trying to move around, she's just picking off the relic guide. So Wood Elf, if you imagine this battle like 5 different ways, it was just really cool. Very Skaven-y, very Wood Elfy. It was a good battle. Even though it was a loss for me, it was a lot of fun. Definitely, I'm going to pay more attention to the musicians. But also, I have a question. With the bravery enhancement of having a model with a standard bearer, does that confer a +1 bravery to anyone in 5 inches? Meaning, if my if my Warlock Engineer is right next to the Standard Bearer, and I take my Battle Shock test. You know, because I'm going to be using the highest leadership in the warband, so, you know, does that add +1 bravery to him, or is that does that just not work? So comments in the comment below. You know, leave any comments that you think we should have done different, that you want me to do different, either with these videos or just speaking in general in the future. And yeah, just till next time, thanks y'all, and keep on wargaming.